guys? We're here at the Next Level Mastermind. I'm here with Whitney. This was the day 2, incredible event. So I had a couple of questions for Whitney because I know we had to have a lot of conversation, to join the Mastermind. It's at $26,000 and it's scary at first.
Right.
But then I see your business and right after you joined the Mastermind, your business went and it's keep going up. So how important do you think it is to invest that much money into yourself to grow your business?
It's huge. I mean, I can't say that I'm going to be a millionaire and be scared to make an investment in myself. And I think a lot of people have really big goals, yet they're scared to make the investment in themselves and for their future. But I know for me, in order for me to get around the belief, I mean, look at this location that we're in. It's absolutely ridiculous. So is spending $26,000 on a mastermind. It sounds pretty ridiculous, right? But at the end of the day, I knew this is the leap that I needed to take to get me to where I want to be. I knew that if I'm saying I'm going to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire, I want a jet in my future, I can't be scared to take those leaps of faith because I knew the payoff would be incredible. And exactly what you said, that month right after, I earned my investment back in January, the month after I invested. So everything from here on out is just going to help me expand exponentially. So it's imperative. I mean, if you want to get to the levels that we are at and what you truly desire, life is all about taking that calculated risk. So I took the risk and absolutely the payoff is tenfold.
Yeah, I think, people should treat this like a real investment. When you looking to invest some money, you should look at what do I get in return? What's my ROI, right?
Yes.
So let's say you're making $100,000 a year and you say, okay, I invest $25,000 into this mastermind to get all the best strategies from the best people that are making millions. If I spend $25,000 a year, is my income gonna go up more than $25,000 a year? If it goes up to $30,000, I'm already in profit. So that's already worth the investment.
Yeah.
And for me, this is the fast track to success because what I've learned here, it's the best strategies that we've been implementing to our team. We've been able to duplicate and scale our business. And every single time I come here, I go home and I realize I'm thinking small. You think you're cool, you make $50,000, $60,000 in 1 month, and you turn right and hey, bro, I make $500,000 last month. And you're like, okay, I'm this small. How important it is for you to be in a room where we're the smallest one and there's so many big players?
I'm the floor of this room and I'm okay, I'm new to this profession, but what's so important is that you get around people that may be in this profession for the same amount of time as me. I think I'm doing great. And they're like, oh, I had a $300,000 month last month. And I was like, wow, the capacity of what I think can happen is completely being stretched because I am literally shoulder to shoulder with people that are out here doing it, achieving the results. And I think it is absolutely imperative for our profession for people to be on the cutting edge of this information because it is a constant evolution. It is changing so fast. You're not going to learn these skills or techniques online. You're going to learn them here with the eagles that are soaring at the cutting edge so that we have the skills and resources that we need to double, triple, quadruple our income. And that's what I love so much about this profession because that possibility is there for me. It's there for you. It's there for you. It's there for anybody. I mean, I've seen it in front of my own eyes with you and now myself. And it's just exciting to be in the room full of these people who have these astronomical results to learn from.
Yeah, and I think if someone is not making this kind of income, your top 5 friends that you see every single day are all multimillionaires, then you don't need to invest in a mastermind because automatically you will raise at that level.
Yeah.
But if you're not making that money, you got to pay to play at that level.
Yeah.
Obviously to be here, by the way, just so you guys know, you have to make at least $100,000. You cannot even come here unless you make $100,000. But if you are making $100,000 a year and you're not here, you're playing really small right now.
Again, it's the associations, it's learning from people. I love going around and asking people, how long have you been in this profession? What's been your biggest month? What's working for you right now? What was your background? And hearing all these stories just gives me even more belief. There was a time in my life that, just 3 years ago, I was living in a 200 square foot back room, a struggling business owner, trying to make ends meet and looking for my big break, looking for that crack. And I never knew that, building wealth is actually a team sport. I was trying to build wealth by myself for so many years. And, there's a saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's why you need to be in this room. And yeah, that's why I had to invest.
This is my second year in the Mastermind, and what I've learned here, investments, marketing strategies, my marketing team, I got it from someone here.
Yeah.
Your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So it's so important if you want to make money to pay to be in a room where everybody is making way more money than you. You have to invest this every single year. It's non-negotiable for me. Every single year, my first expense is how much am I going to invest into myself so I can grow faster. And this year, I'm very close to make my first $1 million. And 3 years ago, I was making making 150,000, 200,000. Now it's like I'm close to making $1 million, and I'm only paying 25,000 a year to skyrocket my income. You know, and people think it's crazy, but it's literally the fast track to success.
It is the fast track to success because you're learning from everybody's failures and you're learning the short track, and that's why it's so necessary to be here. I mean, look, if you, let's say you want to be a doctor, you got to go to school, right? And you have to pay astronomical fees that go along with schooling and education and everything that comes along with that. Here, the way I look at it, I'm like, $26,000 is really just a drop in the bucket because we're probably, the income that we make is probably more than some physicians that we know, right? And it just continues to compound. I mean, I remember a time where I thought $10,000 a month was a lot of money. Now it's like, okay, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, and then learning how to scale and have that leverage in your life. And once you have these skills, you'll never not have them. You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And these skills here are invaluable that we can then go drip down to our network and the rest of our team who can't be here. But it's very important that you are taking initiative in your own growth because that's the only way that you're going to expand and learn from the people that have the results that you want.
And I can tell you also how important it is for your brand being a place like this. Because for me, I'm speaking on stage now in Slovakia in front of 4,000 people in one of the biggest events in Europe. That would have never happened if I wasn't here and someone heard me speak and I say, hey, I want you to speak at my event. What that does to your brand. I spoke in Dubai at a world-class closer convention because of those connections. The relationship that you make here will change everything for you. So you gotta be in a room like this for sure.
Yeah, the relationships are super key. You always hear your network is your net worth. And this is a pretty big net worth. I think the average income here collectively together is upwards of $900,000 to $1 million.
Average.
Eight-figure earners in the room. I mean, Eric Worre has a private jet, and I want to learn from those people, right? And you have to pay to play. You need to pay to get in these groups to not only learn from these people, but to network because we're going to be growing together for decades to come. So these relationships, I mean, anybody in business knows everything is all about relationships, and we build the best ones here with the top people in the game. There's no other program in the world that gathers the caliber of professionals that we see at this Mastermind.
Yeah, and one last thing before we close it is that I think the reason why our team became the #1 team in Europe is because of this Mastermind, because the information that I had here gave me a competitive advantage to anybody else in Europe, and there's nobody that was paying that much money to learn these strategies. So my team is going so much faster than any other team in Europe, and that's all because of the strategies that I've learned here. Like all the systems we have, all the strategies, every single thing that we use, we learn it in this room. And that's why we brought Italy to #1 country in Europe.
You cannot teach what you do not know yourself. You have to learn, you have to be in the room in order for you to take that back, because it's not just about ourselves, it's about the collective of the community and rising together. And I can't teach what I don't know. So really grateful that you called me up to be in this room. I appreciate you.
She said something huge. You can't give what you don't have, right? The reason why our team is constantly growing is because we are constantly growing, and the level of information we're putting into them, it gets better and better and better. And a lot of people do this mistake. They make 6 figures, they stop investing in themselves, and that's why their team never grows, because they're not growing their leadership. So your team will only grow at the same level as your leadership. So if you're not investing and becoming a better leader every single year, I guarantee you your income will either stay the same or will drop every single time. Whitney, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gio.
Super proud of you.
Yes, thank you.
Let's go.